Do your hands sweat even when you're not nervous? Even in cold weather, when everybody is feeling cold and your hands or your feet sweat? Some people think excessive sweating is actually normal, but it's not. It's actually a condition called hyperhidrosis. Hyperhidrosis is excessive sweating beyond what the body temperature needs to regulate itself. Sweating is normal, but in hyperhidrosis, excessive sweating can be abnormal and it can also have an impact on your daily life. Some people sweat so much that it starts dripping and their entire clothes is soaked. In some cases, it's actually that bad. Hyperhidrosis is of two types. We have the primary and the secondary. The primary one starts earlier in life and it is not due to a second illness. It mostly affects the palms, the soles of the feet, and the underarms. But in secondary hyperhidrosis, it's most likely due to another condition or a medication used to treat the conditions. Conditions like diabetes, thyroid disease, menopause, anxiety, and some of the medications used to treat this could also be the cause of hyperhidrosis. That is for secondary. So, what are the symptoms that will make you think that, oh, this is not just you sweating? It could actually be hyperhidrosis. Visible excessive sweating, of course, now. Then, sweating that is dripping from your clothing, wet handshakes, like your hand is sweating so much that even when you want to shake someone, it's actually too wet. Then skin irritation, body odor, and embarrassment because embarrassed that all the time you are sweating. When other people are feeling cold or when the temperature is cold, you are the one sweating. You're always sweating. You always have to use aspirants and all that. It could also cause social anxiety. So when you're experiencing any of these things, you need to start telling yourself that this thing is not normal. Let me try to find out what's causing this. You get, because when it's this bad, some people try to avoid handshakes. Some people start skipping schools or try to get a remote job because they don't want to be seen in public or seen among their peers, always sweating. Some people avoid social gatherings, some people avoid writing on paper, and all these things can actually have an emotional effect to the person. And before you know, the person starts keeping to themselves, locking themselves indoors, and get depressed, even have phobia of going to crowded places. So, how can it be diagnosed? Right now, this is where the challenge comes in because there is no exact test, like, there's no specific test to say, oh, this is the test that will help you diagnose it. It just depends on the hands of the medical practitioner that you are in. If the practitioner takes proper history, physical examination, and maybe they run some other tests to rule out other conditions, and if all those ones are fine, then they start thinking, okay, this could be hyperhidrosis. So, what are the treatment options? Treatment options include high dose antiperspirants to help reduce sweating. Then there are some medications as well that can also help with it. Also, there is what we call iontophoresis. This is when they use electrical current on the parts that you sweat the most, and it will help reduce the sweating, but it's going to be like a continuous process. It's not a one-time thing. Researchers have also seen that Botox injections can also help with this hyperhidrosis, but it hasn't been approved yet for management. It is still under consideration. Excessive sweating is real, common, and relatable. So if you have experienced any of these things I've mentioned before, try to reach out for help. If this video spoke to you or it reminded you of someone you know, share the video to them. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and you can also follow us on other social media platforms on Instagram or on TikTok. And if you want to reach out for consultations, our email is down in the description below. See you in the next one.